Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is volume and surface area of the solids. Here solids means three-dimensional objects, okay? Three-dimensional objects means the objects having height, a certain height there will be a certain height, okay? In a video I have explained how a two-dimensional figure becomes a three-dimensional object after getting a height, or you may say after getting the depth. Okay, that video is directly posted in the WhatsApp group. You can go and check again. Okay, now at first we will discuss about the surface areas of the solids. Okay, now I'm going to start discussion. Okay, here you are familiar with the three-dimensional objects like cuboid, cube from your class 3 or 2, I guess. You know that a cuboid have total 6 surfaces and 12 edges in total, right? And in cuboid, for each and every surface, the length and breadth are not same, or you can say each and every surface should be in a rectangular shape. And for a cube, each and every surface will be similar to each other. That means the area, the length, breadth, everything of each and every surface of a cube will be exactly same. Okay. Here, see, this is a model of cuboid. It is a box made of paper, okay, cardboard. Now here these are the 6 surfaces. This is the front face, back face, this is the top face, this is the face at the left hand side, and this is at the right hand side. So total 6 face surfaces are there. And here I am talking about the faces or surfaces. They are actually plane surfaces, not curved surfaces, plane surfaces for cube and cuboid actually. Now this is the edge. The edge here means the joining line of two surfaces. Joining line of any two surfaces are called their edges, and among these edges, 12 edges, this is the length, this is the breadth, and this is the height of this cuboid sample. Okay. Now suppose I am going to calculate its area. For that we must observe here, this surface is the front surface. This is actually similar with the back surface. This surface, the front one with the back one, they are same. The top surface and the bottom surface are same, right? And the surface at the left hand side and at the right hand side, they are also similar. So in total we have 6 plane surfaces for both cuboid, and this is an example of a model of cube. Here this is the length, this is the breadth, and this is the height. All these 3 length, breadth, and height are same with each other. Okay. Here also you can see there are 6 surfaces, 6 plane surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there is also 12 edges here. So in the case of cuboid and cube also, we have 6 plane surfaces in both the cases, right? And for the case of cuboid, see, there are exactly 3 pairs of similar surfaces. 6 plane surfaces here. There should be 3 pairs of similar surfaces. The first pair is the front one and back one. Second pair is the top one and the bottom one. And the third pair is the left hand surface and at the right hand surface. Okay. Now suppose we have to calculate the total surface area. There are total 6 surfaces here. We have to calculate total surface area of this cuboid. Now see here, this is the length, this is the breadth. So for the upper surface, the top surface, if we multiply length into breadth, then we will get this area of this top surface. The exactly same area will be calculated here for the bottom surface, because the top surface and the bottom surface are similar. And then see, this is the length and this is the height. If we multiply length and height, then we will get the surface of the front face, the area of the front surface, right? And that area will be exactly same with the back surface, right? This is the back surface. And similarly, this will be the height and this is the breadth. So this left hand surface will be breadth into height. In this way we can calculate the area of the left hand surface. That area will be exactly same with the right hand surface. So here we are getting the total surface area as LH. There are 2 LHs because this is length and this is H. For the front surface this is LH, and the back surface is also LH because it is similar with the front surface. And for the left hand surface, this is breadth into height. So there will be 2 breadth into height surfaces. And for the upper surface and the lower surface, or you can say top surface and the bottom surface, that is length into breadth. In this way you can calculate the upper surface area. So there will be exactly 2 LB, because this is the upper surface and this is the lower surface. Now if we calculate this, we can get 2 LH plus 2 BH plus 2 LB. That means exactly 2 into LB plus LH plus BH. Okay. This is the formula of the area of a cuboid. So since it's an area, the unit will be in square unit form. Okay. Now I have taken exactly a same size box like this, and I have opened the box in this way by cutting some of the edges. Now see here, this is the length. The box was actually in this shape. This was the front surface. So see here, this is the front surface. This was the length, right? And this was the height. So this is length into height. This is the front surface. So the back surface will be this. That is exactly with the dimensions are here, length and height. So 2 LHs are there. Similarly for BH, for the left hand surface and the right hand surface, this is BH. So the area of this surface is BH. This is also BH. So 2 BHs are there. And for the top surface or the upper surface, this is the length and this is the breadth. Similarly, the bottom surface, this is the breadth and this is the length. So length into breadth. So 2 length into breadth are there. So after that, after the calculation, we get the formula, that is 2 into LB plus LH plus BH square unit. Okay. Now suppose we have to find out the lateral surface area of a cuboid. Okay, first we should mention here this length, this is the length, this is the height, and this is the breadth. Okay, this length, this is the breadth. Here L is length, B is breadth, and H is height. Now suppose we have to find out the lateral surface area of a cuboid. The lateral surface area means these surfaces, this is the at the left right hand side, the surface at the right hand side, the surface at the left hand side, the surface at the front, and the surface at the back. Okay, not the upper one. Maybe it is difficult to understand here in the picture. See here. Here, lateral surface area means we have to find out this surface, this surface, this surface, and the back one. Okay, that means the 4 walls of this box, not the roof and floor, not the roof and not the floor. Okay, so from the total surface area, if we exclude the roof, the upper surface area and the bottom surface area, then we will get the lateral surface area. Or in other words, we can calculate similarly. You have to I just said that you have to exclude the upper surface, that is the top and bottom. So exclude this from the total surface area. See, LH is the front surface, LH is the back surface. So 2 LH will be there for the lateral surface area. 2 LH will be there, this one and this one. Now 2 surfaces at the 2 sides, that is BH and BH. That is 2 BH. So the lateral surface area is 2 into LH plus BH. Okay. This is the lateral surface area of the cuboid, and the unit will be the square unit form. Okay, this was the total surface area concept of the cuboid. Now for the case of cube, here I have mentioned, see, all the length, breadth and height will be same, that is equals to A, the side of each plane surface. Side of each plane surface. Okay. Now suppose this is the length L, that is equals to A. This is the breadth, that is also equals to A. This is the height, that is also equals to A. So here see, this is an sample of a cube I just shown you before some time. The area of this front surface is A into A square, if the dimensions are A, all length and breadth and all length, breadth and heights are same as A. So the area of this surface is A square. So each and every area of, each and every surface area of this cube will be a square. So if one area of the one surface is a square, here in a cube we know that there are total 6 surfaces, so the total area of the total surfaces will be 6a square, right? And for the lateral surface area, we have to take only 4 surfaces out of the 6 surfaces, or you can say that we have to exclude the upper surface and the lower surface. That is, that means we have to exclude 2 surfaces, right? So the lateral surface area will be 4a square, right? This is a square, a square, a square, and a square. 4a square. 4 surfaces are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is the total surface area of a cube, and this is the lateral surface area of a cube. Okay. There is another way to calculate the total surface area of a cube from the formula of the cube total surface area of cuboid. Here I have said that all length, breadth and height are same as A. So if we put here 2A into A in the place of L and B, A, here also A into A in the place of L and H, here also A into A, then we will get it as 6a square unit. That will be the total surface area of a cube. Okay. Now I will move to the cylinder. Now see, this is a cylindrical bottle. The shape of the bottle is cylindrical, right? Here, it is not like the cube and cuboids. All the surfaces of cube and cuboids were plane surfaces. But here, we have 2 plane surfaces. That is the upper surface, that is actually a circular plane surface. And the lower surface is also a circular plane surface. And the third surface is this curved surface. This one, the curved surface, okay? Here, one more thing, the upper plane surface and the lower plane surface are similar. That means they have upper circular and lower circular surfaces have same radius. Okay. Now I am going to draw a picture of a cylinder. This is the upper circular surface, that is a plane surface. This is the lower one, and this is the curved surface. Curved surface. This is the upper surface. This is the lower surface. Now, suppose, since this is a circular surface, these two, they must have a radius. Suppose R is the radius, and I just have said that these upper surface and lower surface are actually similar, so they will have same radius here, right? Suppose the radius is R and the height of the cylinder is H unit, and the radius is also R unit. Okay. Now, if we have to calculate the total surface area of the cylinder, then we will at first find out the surface area of these two circular surfaces, and next we will calculate the total surface area, total curved surface area, the area of the curved surface, and then we have to add them. If we add this area, and this area, then we will get the total surface area of the cylinder. Now everyone knows that the area of a circle is pi r square. Since these two circular surfaces are similar, having same radius, then area of both these circles are pi r square. Then if one area is pi r square, if pi r square is the area of the one circular surface, then for the two circular surfaces that will be 2 pi r square. And for the curved surface area, see attentively. Suppose I am covering this curved surface of the cylinder by this wire, by rolling it, okay? If I roll like this, so that no gaps will be there in between. In this way, if the wire will be so long, then I can cover the total curved surface in this way, right? I can cover the total curved surface by rolling it, by rolling the wire here, right? So see, I have just rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 times, right? I have just rolled 6 times and this has covered this much area, this total area. But see, when I was covering it, only one time, it was covering only this much area, right? And the wire is in a circular shape, right? Now, suppose this was the circular shape, and if I open it, this was the length for the circle, right? This was the curved line. This was the curved line for covering the wire, for covering the bottle one time by this wire. Now see the length. This much was its length, right? I was making one round by this much length of the wire, like this. Suppose now I was taking this much of the length for making a single round, this much of curved line, right? And this is actually in circular shape whose radius is r unit. So the circumference of this circular shape of this circle, circumference of this circle is 2 pi r. That is the formula of the circumference, right? So this much length is actually 2 pi r, right? Right? Now see, this wire has a very short width, right? Though it is very short, but we have to consider it. Suppose the width of the wire is 1 unit. Here the unit is width is 1 unit. Okay. So the length is 2 pi r and width is 1 unit. Now this much of area was covered by just one round, right? Just one round. Suppose I am covering the bottle totally, that is, suppose the height of the bottle is h unit and I have just covered 1 unit. Now I have to cover h unit. Then in this way we will cover this total area, right? This total area we will cover. This total will be H unit. So the length of this area is 2 pi r unit and the breadth is H unit. So the area of this figure is 2 pi r H unit. Since it is in a rectangular shape, right? The area of a rectangle is length into breadth. Length is 2 pi r, breadth is H unit. So this area is 2 pi r H unit. That is the curved surface area of the cylinder. Now you may ask, the area is in curved face, then how I can say that is in a rectangular shape, right? I cannot cut this bottle, that's why I have taken a A4 sheet. Now see, this page is also in cylindrical shape, right? See properly. This page is also in cylindrical shape. This is the upper circular surface, this is the lower circular surface, and this is the curved surface. Now, if I open this, the total area will become in a rectangular shape, right? Like this. I have just shown the same thing here. Okay. So, the total curved surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r each unit. This is the curved surface area of cylinder. So, this was the total plane surface area, taking the upper plane surface, upper circular plane surface and lower circular plane surface. So the total surface area is, for a cylinder, this one plus this one. If we take 2 pi r into r plus h square unit. Okay, this is the total surface area of the cylinder. I hope it is clear to you. Now we will discuss about a hollow cylinder. In a hollow cylinder or empty cylinder, there should be an outer radius and inner radius. There will be an outer surface, inner surface. Here, see, I have folded the book like a cylinder. Here, the cylinder is hollow, right? There is nothing in the cylinder, but it has a outer surface, this one, and this is the inner surface. Okay. Now, suppose I am drawing this on the board. It will look like this, right? It will look like this. This is the outer surface and this will be the inner surface, right? Now, here, this is the smaller circle and this is the larger circle here. So, if it is the center, then this is the radius of the smaller circle and the total one is the radius of the larger circle, right? Suppose the radius of the larger circle is capital R, and the radius of the smaller circle, that is small r. Okay, this much is small r, and the total one is capital R. Okay, now we have here two cylinders together, right? So if we are going to calculate the total surface area of this hollow cylinder, then we have, at first we have to calculate the total surface area of the outer surface and the surface area of the inner surface. Okay, we know that the curved surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi RH. 2 pi RH unit, right? Here small r is the radius for the smaller circle, so this is the curved surface area of the smaller cylinder, right? The inner cylinder with the inner radius that is smaller. And now for the curved surface area of the larger cylinder, that will be 2 pi RH, right? We are changing the radiuses, but we are not changing the heights, because both of the cylinders, the inner cylinder and the outer cylinder, have same height, right? See, the height is same for both the cylinders. Now, what is the total surface area then? We have considered the outer surface, we have considered the inner surface. This is the outer surface, this is the inner surface. Now, we have to add the thickness of the cylinder. Since it is a hollow cylinder, it will have a thickness. This is the inner radius and this is the total outer radius. So if we subtract them, we will get the thickness of the cylinder. The thickness of the cylinder will be R minus R. Capital R minus the small r. This is the thickness. This is capital R minus small r. If we this much minus this much, we will get this much, right? Now, what is the upper circular area of the upper circular surface for the larger cylinder? That is pi capital R square, and from there we have to subtract the upper circular surface area of the smaller cylinder, that is pi small r square, because this area was hollow. This much space was empty, right? So we have this much area to add only, not this one. This was the hollow portion, right? So this much area will be total pi capital R square minus pi small r square. This is for the upper surface. The same thing will happen here for the lower surface, right? So we will get another pi r square minus pi r square. Now if we add these four areas, we will get the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. Okay? Now add this. The total surface area of a hollow cylinder is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi RH plus 2. See, these two are the same things. We can write 2 into pi r square minus pi r square. square unit. Okay. Now try to solve 17a and 17d from your book. Okay. These two exercises are your homework. I will discuss some problems in the WhatsApp so that you can solve the exercises.